All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, how's everybody doing out there? So Drake did an interview with LeBron James and Mav Carter in LeBron's The Shop series. And, you know, Drake opened up about everything. Specifically, where the hell this Kanye West beef originated from. And if you follow my platform, it's pretty much consistent with what we've been reporting on the last few months. But I want to give you guys Drake's words, not mine. I'll come back with a little commentary on the end of this video, but I'm just going to let the man talk. So this is exactly what Drake told LeBron and Mav Carter on why he's beefing with Ye, why we've been getting the little slick disses and the freestyles, why he been in rap saying, I told her don't wear no Yeezy 305s around me and all that. This is what Drake said. He said, I ended up linking with Ye, and he sold me on this whole speech of like, I'm in a great place, I'm making money, and I'm a father. I want to be Quincy Jones and help you. But in order to do that, you got to be transparent with me. And you got to play me your music. And you got to tell me when you're dropping. And I know you don't like to do things like that. That's what Drake said. Ye told him. So Drake was like, and I was in the studio. Guess we all kind of felt like a genuine vibe from it. So Drake was like, I played him my music and told him when I was dropping. Drake says, Ye then played him Lift Yourself. Remember, Lift Yourself was the joint that Ye ended up dropping the joint with a whoopity scoop. Poop, scoop. All right. So now we're finding out this was actually a real song. So Ye played Drake, I'm guessing that Lift Yourself beat and all that, and maybe a real record. And Drake was like, Ye told him, yo, you can have this if you want. And Drake's like, I was hyped. Drake said he started writing to it. And then he was like, yo, you got to come to Wyoming. So that's when Wyoming happened, he explained. And then Drake's producer, 40, went to Wyoming early, and he was like, man, I'm here a day early, man, and something's off. All right. He's like, this guy's working on an album. And Drake's like, I responded to 40 like, for real? He told me he wanted to just work on my album. Like, he told me he just wanted to give me beats. All right. From there, Drake says, he said he wasn't dropping. Ye told him this. Ye told me he wasn't dropping until like October or November, something like that. And I'm like, it's all good. Let's just go and let's see what it's about. So Drake and 40 and company, they end up going to Wyoming. So Drake was like, so I went and ended up pretty much spending the majority of my time working on his music, just trying to like cook up ideas for him. Drake was like, I'm in Wyoming and I play him March 14th. I send him a picture of my son. I tell him I'm having trouble with my son's mother. We had a conversation. So this is where we get deep into it. March 14th is the record off Scorpion, in which Drake admits he has a kid and all that. All right. So Drake was like, I wake up and all these dates are out. That's when Ye announced on Twitter. Remember, one day he just woke up and started throwing out dates. Tiana Taylor's dropping this date. Pusha T's gonna drop this date. Kid Cudi's dropping this date. Kanye, I'm gonna drop that date, and Nas is gonna even drop a project, and it's gonna be all produced by Ye. They're gonna be 7 records. That's 5 projects, so 35 records. So that's where Drake's confusion came from. All these dates coming out of the woodworks. So Drake goes on to say, then the next 2 days, whatever, I wake up now to this text from him, kind of passive aggressive, like, yo, I love you, brother. Then Lift Yourself comes out again. This is the whoopity scoop. Poop little troll record that Ye put out, and Drake's like, it comes out with him just talking nonsense, and then Drake's like, oh my gosh, Kanye West is trolling me. This was like a manipulative, like, I want to break you type thing. So Drake's like, I said, all right, I'm gonna go back to distancing myself again. I know what this is. Then the first album drops, and of course there's a diss song towards me that you produced. This is the Infrared joint, Pusha T's record off one of his 7 records for his album. And then Drake's like, yo, somebody's dissing me. Again, Pusha T dissed Drake about writing on that record. He's like, you produced a record where somebody's dissing me about writing when I just wrote for you? He's like, I was just there with you as friends helping you, and now you're dissing me? So I'm like, man, this is dark. So that is part 1. That is the breakdown of where this beef between Drake and Kanye originated. I do have a couple things to add here. Drake is giving Kanye West a lot of blame, and I feel like not a lot of blame to Pusha T. I get it, Drake. Ye produced the record that you were dissed on, but Pusha T still said it. And you and Pusha T had already had issues a couple years ago. Like, this has been an ongoing thing for a while now. And on the Two Birds, One Stone, you diss Push. Like, are we forgetting all this? Like, I don't like Drake playing the victim role in all this all of a sudden. Like, you did diss Push, and he had every right as a creator to diss you back. That Two Birds, One Stone joint came out of nowhere. Come on, Drizzy. So I didn't like that part. He's giving Kanye incredibly amount of blame. And I ain't mad at Drake for giving Ye the blame in regards to, Ye used him, got all his ideas out of him, found out the date when he was dropping, was that June 29th or something, like June 30th, one of those dates. And Ye went and dropped the album essentially every weekend around that date, except on that date, which is clearly trying to he used Drake for his information to try to get the advantage for his good music camp and get all their music out before and after Drake, right? And if Ye told Drake, he was dropping in October, November, I get it. Y'all men and rappers do, and artists, they do tell each other these dates. And if Ye lied to you purposely to try to get information out of you, I get it. The Lift Yourself record, what Ye did, because I didn't get it at the time. I didn't understand why would he put that out there. Whoopity scoop. Poop. Like, if Drake is claiming, like, what Drake is saying is factual, I don't get why Ye would do that. Like, why would he troll Drake? And if that is what Ye decided to do, that's definitely pretty trifling. Like, you got Drake who been writing to this record, and Drake has writing credits on the Ye album on another record, right? Like, why would you do that? I don't get the point of Ye dropping that record when Drake has been in the studio working on a real version to this record. At the bare minimum, you ruined the record for the fans. Like, that was stupid. I didn't get that. Drake got every right to be mad at Ye. I ain't mad at him being mad at Ye. I just think he's so mad at Ye, he's not mad at Pusha T at all. And then Pusha T is the guy. He's pretty much saying Ye gave Pusha T that information. All right? He's flatly saying Ye gave Pusha T that information. He's saying he showed Ye a picture of his kid. He told him how he was struggling as a parent. Let's be honest. Drake opened up and Ye played him. It is what it is. He got plucked. He got plucked for all his information about his album day, his kid, and Pusha T used it in the freaking, he dissed him on his freaking record, on his album, and then Pusha T used that information for the diss record. Like, he got plucked. I don't know if Ye gave Pusha T that information or not. He claims he didn't, but Drake is like, I only opened up to so many people about this baby, and Ye was right there. I mean, look, it gotta be Ye who told Pusha T about my kid. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what Drake pretty much has put one and one together. I listened to Drake, and certain things like little code words kind of stood out to me about his relationship with Ye. There's always been this little rumor that Drake and Ye don't get along, and we kind of hear Drake kind of say, in the past we've had issues. In one of those quotes, he said something along the lines of, I know what this is. I just kind of want to go back to distancing myself from Ye again, which tells me in the past that they've had some sort of an issue, right? And we're never getting that diss record in regards to what Jay Prince told Drake to pull back on. One other thing here that I thought stood out to me, the timing of this interview is very interesting to me. Like, why now? Why do this interview with LeBron now? Like, you're on tour. Like, I'm sure they might have shot it a couple weeks ago, but this thing is fairly new, this interview, right? Why do this interview now? Like, why? And I'm thinking to myself, Drake might be taking advantage of an opportunity with Kanye already on the ropes with the black community, right? We obviously see what Kanye West is doing politically. He's tying himself to Donald Trump. I'm going to be honest. Drake, to me, in this regard, seems like an opportunist taking advantage of this moment while Kanye West looks like he's losing his mind in front of all of us. To me, it seems like Drake capitalized on an opportunity to not be the bad guy in this regard and go ahead and have LeBron and them throw this interview out now. And no one's gonna look at Drake as the crazy guy in this, right? Everybody already thinks Ye is crazy just the way he's acting in the public right now. So in that regard, Drake just strategically kind of played a chess move to Ye. This is the absolute worst time to have the biggest rapper in the world in Drake add fire. This has like been one of the worst weeks in Ye's life. Like, he looked like he was bowing down to Massa in that interview to Donald Trump, right? He looks like he was bowing down with Massa when he went and met and had lunch with Donald Trump or whatever you want to call it, right? The other day. And now for Drake to throw this out and say, this dude played me. The timing of this interview is just very, very opportunistic to me. And you know, I'm probably gonna end this video there. What y'all think about it though? Drake explains why he decided to diss Kanye West. If you've been following my videos, it's pretty much straight to what we have been talking about over the last few months. Yo, it's all over Drake feeling like Ye betrayed him. He's mad that he produced a record where there's a bar in it. That's kind of petty to me. Like, yo, rap is rap, man. Like, Pusha T little ghostwriting bar was just, he only does an album ever so often. Like, that was the first time he made music responding to Drake's diss. I ain't really, that's petty to me. But everything else, though, it does look like Ye planned his whole rollout. He used Drake. He used him for some writing. He got it. He got information about his kid. They opened up, knowing Drake and Ye, knowing Drake, they probably had wine. All right, they probably wore sandals. All right, that's what light-skinned people do. And they probably drunk some wine. And Drake opened up about his kid, how he's dealing with his baby moms and this new reality that he's a father now. And Ye got them dates. That's the most important thing that he got out of Drake. He got that date that Scorpion album was gonna drop, and he used that and he rolled out everybody's album. He said Tiana's getting the album. Heck, Pusha T's getting the album. Clear Cut, you want to do a joint album? Let's do that. Heck, I'm gonna drop one myself. Hell, Nas ain't even on Good Music. Hell, Nas, you want a joint? I'm gonna give him one. Just let's throw that thing out right before Drake drops. Like, I get it. That looks like some pretty terrible shit. And if we see Ye, like I think how Drake and them wanted to paint this interview, we see what Ye's doing right now. He seems like a guy that would do some stupid, not thought out shit and not thinking about the other person type shit, because that's what he's doing right now to the black community with siding with Trump. So I don't doubt it, you know, but I disagree with Drake in that Pusha T part. Speaking of Pusha T, we're gonna do a part 2 to this video as Drake explains in this sit down interview with LeBron what he thought about the Pusha T diss, how upset he was, and what bothered him the most about that diss. Pusha T actually thought it was a great plan from Pusha T and a great strategy, right? So we'll talk about all that part 2 of this video. Stay tuned. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, and support. I don't take it for granted. Yo, whew, Jesus. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
Got the kids, they are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO. Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.